Hey guys, it's another Maintenance Monday, and today we're doing Jeep stuff. More specifically, this is 2018 Jeep JLU Wrangler. Is your Wrangler ever possessed and doing things like this? Perhaps there's a strong likelihood you've had this problem. You've taken it to the dealership, and the dealership has tried to tell you that it's an ABS module. And then they've given you a song and dance and a runaround about how it's on back order or whatever, or they claim that they fixed it and they gave it back to you and it's still doing it. Well, I'm going to tell you what's actually wrong with it, and I'm going to show you how to fix it, because there is a 9 in 10 chance that it is not the ABS module. So more than likely, what's causing your problem is what's called the CAN bus module, or Controller Area Network Bus Module. And it's this little guy right here. I'm going to show you where it is, how to replace it, and what's wrong with it. Well, we've switched to the passenger side, and I'm sitting in the Jeep because it's pretty windy out, and I don't want you guys to be irritated by the horrible audio quality of wind blowing in the microphone. But this is where your CAN bus module is. The glove box? Pretty much. So what you're going to do is you're going to pop the glove box open, and there's an emergency strap over here that helps hold the box. If it would focus, all you have to do is pop this strap upwards and then pull it out. Now that's released. Once you have the strap off the side, if you look up towards the top back of the glove box, there's a little catch. And this is just flexible plastic. So if you push this up, you can release the glove box out past that catch. Then there's nothing holding it in. You can pull your glove box out. Set that down on the floor or some place that's otherwise out of the way. Now that you've got your glove box out and out of the way, you can see your culprit to your Jeep being possessed. There is your CAN bus module right there. And this is going to look a little bit different, because in this Jeep I've relocated it. Now, your bus module normally clips into this steel rail right here, and I'll show you on the bus module. There's these little tabs right here, and actually it would be on here this way. So you would slide it to the left to release it, and then it will pop up out of these two little spots right here on this steel rail. And you may be asking yourself, well, why did you relocate it? Well, it is my suspicion that the root cause for this failure, which I will show you, is that the bottom of the glove box, when you close the glove box, is crushing these pigtails that come out of the back of this bus module. And what that then does is puts pressure downward on the PCBA that is inside this bus module, the circuit board that is inside this bus module, and it is breaking the solder joints for the pin connections for each of these plugs. So to show you what I'm talking about, I've got the old bus module right here, and I've already popped the cover loose for a little show and tell. And this is the circuit board that I was talking about. Now, if you look at this circuit board, right here, 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 all these little pins that are sticking through, these are your solder connections for the pin connections for the plugs on the other side. And on this particular board, I would say that probably 75% of these solder connections were cracked. And it's not something that you're going to be able to see on this camera view, but I will put in a couple still shots of this exact circuit board underneath a microscope, and I will show you where these were cracked. This is repairable. If you're handy with a soldering iron, you can actually go in and resolder these, and I'll show you how to do that. If you're not, you can simply replace this CAN bus module. This here is your Mopar part number. I'll pause on this for a second so you can copy that down. And you can order a new one. Now, as far as replacing this, once you've got it slid over, up and out, and you've got it in your grubby little mitt, then all you've got to do is get in here, and on the back side of these plugs, right there, there is a little latch. See this latch right here? You're going to take that latch and you're going to pull it towards the center of the plug. When you pull that towards the center, it'll release the plug, and you can pull this plug straight up out of the bus module. Now, what you're going to want to do is put your new bus module next to the old one and do these one at a time. That way you're sure that you've got each pin connection exactly where it's supposed to go on the bus module, and you don't get them mixed up. Once you've got them all completed, then you can either take your choice and put it back where it was in the factory location, or you can do what I did on this particular Jeep and move it in and down into the little space that's behind this rail. And I just took a steel staple of all things and wrapped it around so it's pinching this down to the steel glove box cross member in here to hold it in place so it doesn't wiggle around. And I got in, I actually got in this Jeep upside down standing on my head with a flashlight and closed the glove box to verify that there is zero contact with that pigtail with this in this position. With it in the other position, I did the same thing, stood on my head just to make sure, and the bottom of that glove box was certainly crushing this pigtail back here. So it's up to you if you want to investigate this on your own Jeep to see if you've got pressure there or not and whether it merits moving it. But I suspect that if you have this failure, the glove box is probably shoving into that harness and is what has caused your solder joints to break on the bus module. All right, if you elect to attempt to repair your own solder joints on your bus module, what you're going to want to do, and I know that some people's first instinct is, well, I could just heat and reflow the solder that's on there. You can't do that. It won't work. So what you're going to have to do is we're going to make believe that my dental pick here is a soldering iron. You're going to take the tip of your soldering iron and you're going to carefully press it against the bottom of the solder joint next to your pass-through. And once you start to see flow, then you're going to take your solder and do one quick dip on the side and then pull your iron straight up off the post. You don't need much, just a little bit. I have a small video clip here of us actually repairing a couple of these solder joints on this exact bus module, so I'll chuck that in here right now so you can see how to do it. And that's all there is to it. When I relocated this on this particular Jeep, I rerouted the cables a little bit and put another zip tie on there to hold them in place. You can do that at your own discretion. But once you've reached this point, then you can go ahead and put your glove box back in. It simply slides straight in, snaps into the hinge. I'll try to get you in here. And then you should be able to just push it shut and it will snap over that latch. Once that's in place, you can go ahead and snap the arm back in the side. This is just the reverse of what you did before. So you'll slide it through and push it down until it snaps. That's all there is to it. You're done. Now you should be fixed. There is in my opinion, probably a 90% chance that this is going to fix the possessed issues that your Jeep is having. Now this particular fix was, as I stated in the beginning of the video, this was a 2018 JLU, but this would hold true to a two-door JL or a JT. Any of those series, it's going to be the same thing. This problem does actually carry into the JK series as well, but the bus module on the JK series is not the same, so don't order this part if you have a JK. You're going to have to look up your own part number for it. But hopefully this should take care of your issue. This has been a real common problem for a lot of people, so I hope this video helps you out. Thanks for watching.